What if the empire you built was actually the cage that imprisoned your soul? Would you have the courage to drop the crown and walk into the unknown? Is your wealth worth the price of your peace? Discover the journey of the king who became light. Close your eyes and let the story consume you. Before the light, there was the stone. Before the silence, there was the roar of pride. Amidst his towering dreams, Suliman planned for 100 years, unaware that time bows to no man's ambition. At the edge of the chaos sat a silent sage, his eyes fixed on the fading sun, as if he knew a truth the stones could never hold. Driven by vanity, Suliman approached the silent stranger, boasting of a legacy he believed would outlast the very stars. With a single stroke in the dust, the elder carved a boundary between man's endless desires and the sudden edge of fate. Then came the second strike, a sudden cross in the dust, the silent arrival of fate that cuts through every long-held dream. A hollow laugh broke the silence. To Suliman, wealth was a fortress that even death could not breach. The sage didn't flinch at the mockery. His eyes saw through the walls of stone to the heart of a man who owned everything yet had nothing for his soul. Wealth is a shadow that blinds the heart. Let the world stay in your hands, Suliman, but never let it occupy your soul. For the first time, a shadow of doubt clouded Suliman's gaze, as the heavy silence of the night began to whisper the truth. If my towers are but dust, then what remains? He whispered, his voice trembling like a leaf in the wind. Only that which was done for the unseen remains, the elder replied, pointing to the heart. The bricks will crumble, but the light of a sincere deed is eternal. As the palace walls stood tall, Suliman's pride finally crumbled. He saw no longer stones, but shadows of a fleeting world. Leaving the heavy stones of his pride behind, Suliman took his first step into the silence of a searching heart. He looked back one last time, not at a kingdom built of stone, but at a ruin waiting for its time in the dust. The hammers fell silent as the sun of a new life rose. Suliman knew now, to build forever, one must first let go of today. Stripped of his silks, Suliman walked the desert of his own soul, where every step was a prayer of surrender. Beneath the scorching sun, he found a well of sand, a mirror to the hollow promises of the life he left behind. A glint of gold in the dust, a ghost of his former glory whispering of comfort, and a path back to the world he swore to leave. He cast the gold into the abyss of the sands, trading a heavy burden for the lightness of a free soul. In the heart of the void, he met a man who owned nothing but the sky, yet carried a joy the richest kings could never buy. A single crust of bread, shared under the vast desert stars, tasted richer than the banquets of 1,000 kings. Beneath the celestial canopy, Suliman asked, "How can your heart be so full, while your hands remain so empty? True wealth is not found in what you hold, but in what no longer holds you." The city walls stood tall, but Suliman had outgrown their shadow. He walked through the gates unrecognized, a king hidden in a beggar's rags. He stood before his unfinished monument, once his entire world, now merely a pile of stones awaiting the wind of time. The man who once knelt before him now passed him by like a shadow, blinded by the very gold Suliman had cast away. The mirror of the water revealed a face he finally recognized, not the merchant of stone, but the seeker of light. He gave with a hand that sought no applause, for the heart that knows the Creator needs no witnesses. A seed planted in silence grows into a forest of hope, where the hand that sowed it remains unknown to all but the heavens. He left the city of stone for the kingdom of the heart, where the only crown is peace and the only throne is silence. Higher than the towers of stone, Suliman found the mountain of light, where the only truth is the echo of the eternal. The solid walls of the world dissolved, revealing a universe woven from threads of golden light, where every grain of sand held the secret of the eternal. The faces of men were no longer masks of gold or rags, but open books written by the hands of their own deeds. The veil of the world had finally fallen. He saw his life written in the stars, not as monuments of stone, but as breaths of light and shadows of regret. The weight of his gold had vanished, leaving only the traces of his heart. The drop has returned to the ocean. The seeker and the sought became one, and in the silence of the light, Suliman finally found his eternal home. The palace fell to dust, and the king became light. But in the silence of the desert, a new seeker finds the first stone of a different kind of building. When time becomes a memory, only the truth remains. Some journeys don't end when the road disappears. They take root in the silent corners of the soul, waiting for the right heart to bloom. Because a true story isn't just heard, it is lived. If it stayed in your mind, then this isn't the end.